en route to Santa Cruz, California to hang out with some friends tonight, do a barbecue and eat some food and just hang. And then early tomorrow morning we're taking the van by Van Cafe. They're one of the big vendors for parts for these vans. And we're gonna get the parts that we need to repair our van and get it back 100% roadworthy. Right now we're driving with just the front passenger tire giving us power. And we're doing pretty okay so far. We've got probably another 30 miles to go before we get to our friend's house, and then we'll have a place for the night, and then we'll be able to enact our plan of attack for how to fix this thing tomorrow. Oh man, it's so good to see you. Hi, Miss Paul.
I'm so happy you guys made it.
We arrived at Todd's house just in time for dinner. There's a special magic there at his home in the Santa Cruz Mountains. I don't know what it is, but since the first time Todd invited us to stay there, it's always felt warm and familiar, like somehow we're family, and this is one place between the many miles that we drive that we can call home. Alright, here's the goal today. We've got to get those CV axles right there onto the van so that we can start driving again. Yeah, so we broke the axles this weekend off-roading. And now we have some new ones that we got to put on. This is probably like a 2-hour job, maybe 1 hour. So first order of business is to find a flat spot somewhere around here that we can jack the van up. So you're talking about moving this van right here to the dirt, to the beach as it were, and move our van
either like this or actually kind of like this.
All right,
Bam.
6. Done.
Woohoo!
Finished. Someone caught a snake over here. Let's see.
It's a tiny little buddy. I saw another one of these.
Oh, look at that fella.
We got a lot of snakes around here. The gopher, I've caught 3 for cotton.
Cotton?
I have caught.
This is smooth.
Right, so smooth, isn't it?
I feel like it's smoother than other snakes I have touched recently.
Yeah, like mine.
With all those hairs and pimples.
I put the CV joints in today and put the new axles in, and everything feels fine. We drove here from the top of a mountain down to the coast, and everything felt fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to test to see if there's too much or too little travel in the suspension, because we think that might have had something to do with why the CVs broke.
When they catch air, the rear arms totally drop like that. So when they drop that far, they risk like extends the CVs further than they're really intended to go. So when you could have been too low and then it just bound up the cage. So when it was at max angle and then already pretty screwed, then there was really no give for the axle to like flex as much as it needed to.
True story. The first time I dealt with Ralph, I literally cussed him out, and I've never done that to anyone before. It's a long story, but essentially it had to do with a bunch of work that we'd scheduled to get done, not getting done, and so on, so I cussed him out, especially when I saw how the tech had left the interior of our van, looking like an F5 tornado had just come through our home. Ralph, being Ralph, handled it like a pro, and Van Cafe went above and beyond to help get us sorted out after the fact. The point of this is that Ralph is as calm an operator as they come. He's knowledgeable, helpful, generous, and someone who we now consider a friend. We've spent many, though not enough, evenings around campfires together, smoking and joking and just sharing life with each other. And he's a dude I always look forward to seeing when we hit the California coast. With everything in the suspension, getting a clean bill of health from Ralph, we headed up north to Sacramento again to get a light bar installed, something I have zero footage for, regretfully. And then we swung through a town called Dublin, where between our adventures, appointments, and breakdowns, we'd been staying with Corey and Michael, the founders of Overland Bound. We had some gear at their place we needed to gather up before saying goodbye and setting off on our next road trip. Well, so we've been staying with Corey and Michael, founders of Overland Bound, for probably the last month, and we're getting ready to start heading south, Jessica and I. But they've been super generous to us, letting us use their shower, their bathroom, their refrigerator, their parking spot. As you can see, we've parked there. Really, really great people. And we're leaving, but we're headed down the coast today. We're going to go pick up a friend in San Francisco, and from there we're going down to Los Angeles, where from Jessica we'll catch a flight to Madison, Wisconsin, and then myself, Aiden, and my friend Mike will go up the eastern side of the Sierra. That's going to be a pretty dope adventure. More to come.
Hello, it's $4.
What the hell we got going on? You storm chaser or what? What's going on?
We're on our way to San Francisco to pick up Mike. We like to invite people to come hang out with us in the van because it feels more like, you know, you have a house, I guess, you know, inviting people for dinner and that sort of thing. And Mike is going to hang out with me for a whole week in the Eastern Sierras, and he's bringing his rifle. We will be doing some shooting out in National Forest land. That's kind of exciting, actually. Did you know that that was happening?
I did not know that was happening.
Does that make your pingle tingle?
Yeah, my pingle, it tingles.
Jessica has a pingle. In the past, we've been asked, who does all the driving? Oh, something's in my ear. It's called dirt. So who does all the driving? Well, here's the breakdown of the division of labor when it comes to driving the vehicle. Jessica drives in cities because I simply cannot deal with how people drive in cities. Just too much stuff going on. Things don't go well. Also, there's the whole risk of having an accident. I'm not that great at avoiding them. Jessica, in the 14 years we've been married, has never had an accident. So what I do is I just drive the long straight lines on the highway because that's easy.
I don't know why you paint yourself in such a negative light. You're a very good driver. Yes, it's true, you get frazzled in cities, and I enjoy driving in cities. However, you are a fine driver, sir. Do not discount your driving abilities.
I think that means she wants to have sex with me. Good luck with your emergency! Look at him, there he is. What a wiener! Look at how much shit he's bringing. So this is what happens normally whenever we invite people, is that they bring way too much stuff. Like, folks just don't know how to pack, like to live in a van. Happens every time. They bring a load of stuff like 7 shirts, 40 pants, socks. You don't need all that crap. You really don't. Sorry, bro. Just space is at a premium, you know? Yeah, we're gonna have to organize. All right, so remember all that I was saying about driving in the city and how I don't do it? I'm driving in the city because Jessica has to work. I gotta concentrate though. All right, we've made it to the High Tide Creperie. I love this place. This is, we stop here every time we're headed down on the one because they have excellent chocolate chip pancakes. Let me get 3 chocolate chip pancakes. Who doesn't like excellent chocolate chip pancakes? You like chocolate chip pancakes?
Yeah.
No one likes him. That's what health food looks like. I run a health food blog, and chocolate chip pancakes are totally paleo. French toast, that's part of the South Beach diet. And he's Jewish. When are you gonna get a Sprinter?
Never.
When are you gonna live in a van?
Never.
Why?
Because I need the finer things in life.
What do we have going on here?
I don't know if you can see the lights, but we've been pulled over by the Forest Service for driving on something that says through traffic. Forest is closed, no camping, but you can still drive through. But we've been pulled over. He's got my license and registration. We'll see what happens. Oh, and he said that we moved the f***ing barrier.
Yeah, we moved the barrier. We didn't touch the barrier.
We didn't touch the barrier. The barrier was open. We have that on camera. Yeah. Oh no, there wasn't one blown over when we went by. It was just
There's
open.
one that swung out of the way.
Swung out, yeah.
That's what we drove through. Okay. All right. Well, here you go. Give me this back.
Yep, thank you.
But no, the entire national forest on this district, Monterey Range District, is closed to all public use, with the exception of this road passing through.
Is it because of the storm or something else? Or?
Well, it was before the storm got here, but because of the Soberanos fire up on the northern, the Ventana Wilderness,
Okay.
all the fire resources were committed to that.
So essentially, you have Noah's flood absolutely drenching this national forest area. But it's closed to public use because 100 miles north of there, a month or two earlier, there was a forest fire. But everything is closed even though it's raining and the forest fire is under control and it's raining. Got it. Whatever. He didn't give us a ticket and he was pretty nice, so we just set off back down the mountain towards the coast and to a campground further south. Oh, good morning from sunny California, where the sky is overcast and it rained literally all night long.
Wait, it rains what?
What?
It rains what?
It rains
All night long.
all night. All right, well, last night's sleep operation was a resounding success, and now we're headed to fill up our water in the vehicle. We don't have any water for the water tank. Well, we've stopped to fill up our water tank in the van. Our water tank holds like 14 gallons, I think. To fill it up, it's actually kind of complicated. We have to move the table, then we have to take everything that's in there out.
Can't have enough extra saltine crackers.
No, that's a fact. Saltine crackers are a van life must.
Serious battery organization.
Serious battery organization right here. Look at that. Oh, this is what Michael needs because his vibrator ran out of juice.
I use it a lot.
Really?
He wears it out.
Where's that out?
All right, now she opened that thing up and there's the water jug. So some of y'all might be wondering, why do we fill the water up that way? Why don't we do it like other Westphalias have, where you have the inlet on the outside of the vehicle? Well, we don't have inlets on the outside of our vehicle. We didn't want to put any inlets on the outside of the vehicle because we were trying to cut as few holes in the body as possible. So that's why. Yeah, it's inconvenient, but in the long run, we're hoping that prevents rust. Walking around in rainy weather in puddles with flip-flops on is like having a really slobbery dwarf licking your feet all the time. With the resounding success of our sleep operation completed, we bounced up out the campground and continued heading south on the one towards Los Angeles, making a few stops along the way and taking some back roads in between. I'm standing out here in the Irish Hills over Los Osos, nowhere near Ireland, and someone just lit up some reefer, and I should probably go find out who it is and see if they want to do a little puff pass. The mood in the van was jovial, and as we got further south, the rain started to let up and the California sun started to finally peek through. We arrived late that night in Los Angeles and stayed with our friends Gwen and Brandon. They offered us showers and a place to get our bearings before Jessica set off towards Madison, Wisconsin, and Mike and I set off towards the eastern side of the Sierra Nevada. That's an adventure we'll pick up on in next week's episode. Until then, live free and drive hard.
Okay, guys, it's me, Hawk here. Let's talk. Van exclusive. You guys, van of my dreams. Look what's inside of Hawk and Kenz's van. Betsy Vanessa, on this episode of Live, Work, Wander. We go inside of Hawk and Kenz's van and find out what really makes an air-cooled engine tick. Yeah.